Alright, welcome to part 2 of Rocket to Insanity. Alright. Yeah, I got me something to eat between each video. Alright, between part 1 and this one. Alright, as Insanity. Hot, hot, hot. Oh. After the funeral of all the ponies that went their separate ways, still mourning the loss of their irreplaceable friend as the night slowly passed on, Rainbow Dash slowly walked back into her house in Cloudsdale, closing the door behind her with an audible bang. She stared blankly into her room, looking at all the pictures around her walls, joyful memories that she would never be able to experience again. She looked at all the souvenirs from her adventures, thinking back to all the happy times she had with her friends. On the table in front of her, she saw the small party ahead from Gummy's first birthday party. She picked it up, looked at it. The very item itself seemed to mock her, forcing out all the happiness she had felt when she was with Applejack, and replaced it with unbearable guilt. That was it. Overwhelmed by pure anger, she ripped the frilly hat in two. Before turning to face her dining room, she began destroying her house, throwing pictures one by one off the wall, smashing it up. Anything in sight, her trophies, her record player, and even her cherished signed Warner book posted, nothing was spared from her uncontrollable rage. Her rage carried her to her bedroom, where she started bucking at any breakable object she could find. Kill! 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 Just leave me alone! Go away! Go away! After flipping her large wooden bed across the room, she continued towards the large mirror. That was adjustable. I don't know. To her window. She felt numb. She saw herself covered from head to hoof in splinters, bruises, cuts, and rashes. Rashes, where are you? Her mane was tangled with shards of glass. Just then, something caught her eye. A large triangle in her roof. A slight tingle in her right hoof, comforting her thoughts. She lifted her hoof to see blood flowing freely from an open wound. The wasn't much, but it was enough to catch our attention. As the drop slowly trickled out and dropped onto the cloud floor, staining it bright red. She couldn't stop staring at it, mesmerized by the dark red contrast with the normally pure white floor. Then a harsh epiphany finally dawned on her. You! She pointed at herself in the mirror, as if she was talking to a different pony. No, I won't let you. No, I won't let you do this anymore. To me anymore. Rainbow jumped back and quickly grabbed a large piece of glass that had fallen from one of the broken pictures frames. Tears started streaming from her eyes, and sweat started to form on her brow. As she slowly edged the knife towards her stomach, she quietly whimpered, looking at herself in the mirror. You, you can't hurt me if you're dead. If I'm dead, do it. Nevertheless jumped at the second command. Do it. She grasped the leg tightly, slowly pressing it harder and harder against her stomach. She openly sobbed as she tried everything to force the shard into her, but she just couldn't will herself to do it. Do it and every pony will know. It was true. The blade just pierced her eyes before she dropped it. She stared at the floor, watching the blood drip from the tiny wound. She started to gently giggle at the sight in front of her. Think of all you friends. Think of all you friends. Think of Scootaloo. Think of all your friends. Think of Scootaloo. Shut up! Oh, shut up! Think of what it would do to her tiny Billy mind. Shut up! No pony will be there to bury you. You'll be alone. All alone. Remember that let out blood-curdling scream, shaking the house on its foundation. She began throwing herself against the walls, only to come crashing down against the floor. She felt so helpless, so alone. She fell to the floor, bawling into her rug. Oh, bleh. The tears slowed further and further as her sanity completely distorted. Please, leave me alone, she whimpered. All her energy was snapped from her body. She could barely move. Just leave me alone. I don't want to die. And when she used what energy she had left to look up and into her mirror, quivering in fear, she just about forced herself to look in the mirror. She looked just like she had at the lake, her body covered in cuts and bruises, and her eyes so bloodshot that they looked like red orbs. She couldn't fight it anymore. She slowly crawled to the nearest corner of the room and curled into a cyan ball. She then started to sing to herself as she once again started to laugh hysterically. The combination of guilt, anger, hate, helplessness, and sorrow was too much for her mind to cope. She soon found herself grinning as her mind surrounded into the mindless madness that consumed her. Slowly, minute by minute, she began to slip away until eventually she was gone. End chapter 3. Chapter 4. One must bleed. You look good. Oh. Chapter 4. Wait, is it 4? Yep, 4. One must bleed. It was still nighttime at Sweet Apple Acres. Object was 9:40. The object was unable to sleep and still grieving over her lost friend. She probably wouldn't be able to sleep for weeks after bruising her mane and brushing her mane and tears off her face. She walked out of her cottage, slowly making her way across the field towards the barn. She took her time, slowly walking through the large, long grass, letting the long strands gently stroke her fur. At least she could feel something. By the time Applejack had made it to the barn, the sun had rose to light the colorful fields around her. However, the beautiful sunrise did nothing to lighten up Applejack's world, which was still covered in a dark and gray hue. Right now, all she wanted was to see Pinkie Pie bouncing towards her, greeting her with a cheerful smile, like she always did. Applejack shed a tear. Before walking into the wooden barn, she slowly walked up to the apple wagon, pulling the heavy contraption to the left. Just then, there was a click. It was barely audible, but the sound echoed throughout the empty barn. Applejack's head darted toward the source of the noise to see that the barn door had been closed. She turned to face the large door and started to walk towards it. Who was it? She thought. Could it be? No. She shook her head, thinking she was overreacting. Hello? Hello? Who's it? She was caught off by a sudden flutter of a Pegasus wings coming from the roof. Jeez! Okay, joke's over. Come on, this isn't funny. She then just then, sinister sounding and laughing sent a shiver down Applejack's spine. She stayed composed, despite the overwhelming fear that had started to take over her body. Her mind kept trying to promote the possibility that it could be the cold-blooded killer coming back to his job. Is that you, Apple Lulu? Her voice started to tremble. She couldn't put a vague face on it anymore. Applejack then heard a loud metallic bang coming from within the shadow. The sudden boom started under the apron. She lost her footing and tripped, landing on the ground, knocking the wind out of her. As she gasped for air, she looked up and then she saw a dark shadowed figure, one rose-eyed, glowing through the darkness, staring at her. Applejack froze, holding her breath. Who are you? Applejack whispered. It didn't reply. It kept laughing, giggling at her. Applejack was terrified, but she found him and jumped onto her feet, stomping her hoof. Who the hey are ya? Tell me! The laughing ceased. The dark figure started to walk towards her. Applejack backed up against the wall, fear showing in her eyes. Reading the story? Why? Fine. Hey, when she does this. Oh, God. I think that's enough for one video. Oh, I'll continue it tomorrow. Sorry.